Well, good evening once again. Day 28 of the Biden administration. The president's in the midst of his first trip outside the White House to move public support for his massive coronavirus relief bill on this very same day when his predecessor launched a vicious attack of the highest-ranking Republican elected official in our land. While there are glimmers of hope, we indeed remain in an uncontrolled pandemic. Let's not forget the folks at the COVID tracking project show cases falling in 46 states, even though the total number of cases is closing in on 28 million and we're nearing 490,000 deaths. Sadly, we're going to get to 500,000 in short order. Tonight at a CNN town hall in Milwaukee, the president made a cautious prediction about when he thought our lives might get back to normal.
A year from now, I think that there'll be significantly fewer people having to be socially distanced, have to wear masks. It is highly unlikely that by the beginning of next year's traditional school year in September, we are not significantly better off than we are today.
Biden also made a pitch for his nearly $2 trillion relief bill, which, of course, is under attack from Republicans.
Now's the time we should be spending. Now's the time to go big.
Health experts are now keeping a close eye on the spread of these variants of the coronavirus, these virulent new strains coming in from overseas. They're now present in more than half the states. USA Today reports that experts warn of a, quote, fourth wave if they're not contained.
We're in a race against the strains that in the UK not only have proved to be more contagious, 30 to 50% more contagious. We now have new data indicating they're also more likely to put people in the hospital and more likely to cause deaths. So we want to get out of that fourth surge.
Now, these concerns that you just heard from the doctor there are also behind the growing calls to increase the pace of vaccinations. President said he expects they will be available to the general public by the end of July. Some 15 million Americans have received both doses so far. But a bipartisan group of governors has written to the White House asking for better coordination between the feds and the states on this rollout. Today, the administration announced that it would make even more vaccines available.
We're increasing the vaccine supply to 13.5 million doses per week that will go out to states. This is a 57% increase from the amount states received when the president was inaugurated.
Indeed, tonight the CDC is warning that the severe weather conditions we're witnessing across our country have stalled efforts to give out shots, and they've also delayed shipments of more. Several regions just about paralyzed by ice and snow. Millions of our fellow citizens are without heat and light tonight. Dozens have already died. Much more on all of it just ahead. As we mentioned earlier, former President Trump has unleashed this new scathing attack on Mitch McConnell after dutifully carrying Trump's water for 4 years in the Senate. McConnell voted to acquit Trump, then minutes later said Trump was responsible for the insurrection at the Capitol. Well, late this afternoon, Trump released a statement about McConnell that reads in part, and we quote, "The Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders," in quotes, like Senator Mitch McConnell at the helm. Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack, and if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again. Where necessary and appropriate, I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again and our policy of America first. Meanwhile, Pennsylvania Republican Senator Pat Toomey, who is not seeking re-election, has come under fire from his state's Republican officials for voting his conscience, voting to convict Trump in the second impeachment trial. And a local party official back home in Pennsylvania has just been overheard saying the quiet part out loud.
We did not send him there to vote his conscience. We did not send him there to do the right thing or whatever.
Just tonight, Biden was asked about the entire impeachment trial and the acquittal of Trump.
For 4 years, all that's been in the news is Trump. The next 4 years, I want to make sure all the news is the American people. I'm tired of talking about Trump.
Hey Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.